everyone, and welcome to your carrier update presented by PowerFleet. Let's check out the biggest markets in the country right now and see what's going on in them. Atlanta, Georgia, Ontario, California, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, all showing strong decreases in outbound volumes. Also, they're mostly stable in terms of tender rejections. So if we check out any of these big indicators that we're looking at for any increased volatility signs, not a lot going on. Some lead times are elevated, but that's due to the holiday. We're starting to restore balance into the force as we speak. So if we reshuffle this thing and look for anything that's going on that's a signal for increased activity or diminished capacity in these markets, outbound rejection volatility way up in some of these markets right here. So all of these are showing strong increases, which is pretty standard for this time of year. But a lot of these markets are tiny, like Quincy, Illinois, Erie, Pennsylvania, not huge. One that sticks out though, St. Louis, Missouri, all showing increases in volumes as well as a strong increase in tender rejection rates. Clicking on through, I've got the outbound tender market share map pulled up now with the tender rejection rates just to show where some of the bigger increases in volatility are. St. Louis sticks out right here, this big tall market with a lot of blue, dark blue going on, and you see this yellow line. This is one of the biggest lanes out of the St. Louis market that's not a regional lane, that's not a local run from St. Louis to St. Louis. This is going to the Columbus market, so you can see blue to blue right here. Outbound rejection rates increased here. They're also slightly elevated around the Columbus market, but not directly in the Columbus market, just to the south in Cincinnati. So if you're running loads in that lane today, feel confident that you can probably find some increased activity on the other end of this as well. But St. Louis should offer increased margins, some of the biggest margins in the country right now. Looking at the mid-haul rejections, tweener outbound rejections, anything between about 400 to 800 miles, also 250 to 450 miles. This is going to be your Columbus, your Chicagos, anything in that range is going to have increased rate pressure going higher. So if you're in need of a load and you're in the St. Louis region today, go ahead and check it out. You should be able to find something with elevated margins and make sure you charge for it. That'll do it for today's carrier update.
The comprehensive logistics offerings from PowerFleet cover in-cab ELD, fleet management, trailer tracking, cargo monitoring, and tracking other assets such as chassis and intermodal containers. Power up your operations with PowerFleet.